In this week's channel messages from the guides, we talk a little bit about timelines and how it's very difficult for them to put time frames on things because there are so many different timelines happening all at the same time, and they have to wait for a certain amount of them to merge together to know that that is the timeline that we are continuing with in order to be able to put time frames on it. Also, as you're raising your vibration and you're ascending, you're shifting timelines all the time, so that's why it might seem like a lot of this stuff might be up in the air. You might be hearing about different things from different channels out there or different ascension processes, and it might not seem like it's happening as they're saying it's happening because everybody is kind of experiencing different timelines and they're in different parts of their ascension process. We also start talking about the earth split, and they try to explain it in a ways for us to understand. But they do admit that because we have linear thinking and we can't really comprehend a lot of what it is that they're able to experience on their ends, that it's hard for them to explain it to us. So, in regards to like the earth splitting, they explain it as it's almost like there's two different density earths that are going to coexist at the same time. So there's the deeper density Earth, which is very similar to the one we're on now. And then there's the higher vibrational Earth, which is going to have access to some of the our galactic family and some of the higher vibrational frequencies and elementals that we might not realize are happening or are coexisting at the same time as us, because as our vibration rises, we get to experience different things. So, with this overlayment of the two Earths and the higher vibration one being referred to as New Earth, what's happening on one sometimes isn't going to affect the other. Um, and that when we get to New Earth, that we don't need to worry about a lot of the stuff that we worry about when we're in this density on the 3D plane like we are now. So things like our finances and our job and what's happening with the natural disasters, those aren't things that we're going to need to worry about if we are going to New Earth, because those are things that are going to be more of this density than the one that we're going on. And a lot of that also has to do with right now, when you're in this density, in this plane, time is a construct. But when you're moving up into those higher vibrational things, time is no longer a construct when you're in those vibrations. So everything is happening in the now, meaning past, present, and future is all simultaneous at the same time. It's not in a linear separation like it is with how we're experiencing it right now on our current Earth plane and in this 3D density that we're in. And then they want you to also notice what is no longer in alignment with you. So as your vibration is rising, things that are no longer in alignment with you are going to start irritating you. So if you have like people or experiences that are very low vibration, it's going to start to rub you the wrong way or not resonate with you like it used to, because you're going to start to notice the shift and the difference in that it's no longer in alignment or on the same vibrational level with you. So you need to start being aware of where you're placing your energy and who you're interacting with and how you're managing all of that, because if you want to stay in like a higher vibration, you can't keep engaging in all of the low vibration things. So this week's message is going to go through a lot of these different things, and let's stop talking about it and let's just get into the message. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. You cannot do the work for others. You can show them the light and explain what you understand, but they need to believe to achieve. They must want to adjust and make that effort. When someone is too embedded in their matrix, they can't always see that it's not real or that there is another way. It's a constraint of their belief system. It's what they know, it's what they understand. Even if they aren't reaping the benefits, you must let them make the choice for themselves. You can be available when they are ready, but they must come to it on their own. It's difficult when you come from a place of love and want to be in service of others. But you must drop your protective nature and let things run their course. They must decide which path they choose, even if you want them to choose the one that you're on. They still have free will. Everyone on this planet has free will. Focus on the light and shine brightly. It'll reach who it needs to when it needs to. That is all the more you can do. It's not your problem or obligation to force someone to see what might be right in front of them. You must let that go. You must let the judgment go and the need to force their focus. They will choose correctly for where they are at this point on their path. They have the rest of their physical life on this planet to shift if they so please. It must always be their choice, though, not yours. They must pass the test on their own without your interference. Take solace in knowing that you did your part to get them this far, to open that door, to show the light. You must step back and have faith that they will do what is best for who they are, where they are headed, and what they need to accomplish. You never know the whole picture, so stop guessing at the final results. Let it fall into alignment as it must. Just be there to congratulate them once it is finished. That's all the more you can do. This is a journey of coming together, but that connection is still a choice. You are only responsible for how you choose, and that choice is made through your energy, your vibration, and your intent. You can only be responsible for yourself first, and you can help others to rise to meet you. But much like on the airplanes, get yourself situated first, then help others. You can't reach out when your roots aren't firmly planted yet, as it might cause a collapse. Make sure that you are rooted in, then you can speak from a firm foundation and help to build. Be part of the rebuild, not weaving between the two. In regards to time, that's a third dimensional constraint. As the planet starts to shift vibration, those constraints are being lifted and becoming affected. Time will start to feel like it's not operating properly because it's not real. The illusion and the veil are lifting. Time is going to seem fast for some and scary for others trying to hold on to what they know. Enjoy where you are now, but be ready to move into something new. You can look at what you've been through with gratitude, as it has prepared you for what comes next. But do not hold yourself back for fear of the unknown. Learn to trust. Learn to see the unknown as an opportunity to be something else, something more, something without limits or constraints. The time has come for you to come into your power and trust in where your journey has led you. You are more prepared than you realize. You are only focusing on a small part of your reality, but on a deeper level, you have been preparing for years in doing the work. It's almost time to reap the benefits. Be patient, but be excited. There is still more to come. You must remember the universe works following specific rules. It does not strive on chaos. It has a lot of moving parts, even if you don't see how they are connected or working. There are things happening on multiple fronts, from planetary changes, ascension changes in your body, in the planet, the inclusion of your galactic family, and the disclosure of that on a large scale, which is soon to come. The planet is a hive of activity, as we are all watching the transitions occur. We are watching the planet increase its frequency despite the darkness and separations you might be seeing in your media or on the streets. It might seem messy, but everything is shaking out and falling into place. On our end, we don't work within the constraints of time or experience it. We only see the patterns and the processes, the opportunities and the timelines. The when that your species puts so much emphasis on is not a constraint that we work with or can advise on. There are multiple timelines happening, each at a slightly different pace. Often with these bigger events, it's difficult to see when enough timelines converge to be able to say definitely that one thing will happen over another in regards to timelines and timeframes. You're still making the decisions on which timeline you are shifting to and going to continue with. That is in fluctuation as your energy bodies are being activated with the different solar flares and with your connection to the planet. Everything is vibrating, everything is in flux. Some of your new DNA has been activated and some is still dormant, waiting for its turn. It's not necessarily going to be a situation where everything changes in the blink of an eye. Everything is a process with steps, and we can't disrupt free will and the storylines and events that need to happen in a certain order. However, you are well into the process and it can only go forward from here. So pause as you need and take notice of those shifts. Tune in and start to see the magic happening all around you. There is difficulty with explaining something nonlinear when your brain is only able to interpret linear information. We can only use your words and understanding to explain something that doesn't have a clear way to describe for your current understanding. We try to explain in a visual manner as it makes it a bit easier, but it's still not 100% accurate. There are different dimensions that exist in the same physical plane at the same time. You just don't realize that they are there or are able to see and experience them at your density level. This would be like the elementals, your fairies, your trolls, and the like. They are here on the planet with you, sharing the same space. You are able to coexist without ever recognizing they are there or what they are doing. It's a different vibration than what you're able to perceive with your human 3D senses. It's a whole other world overlapping with the one you're experiencing. Just because you don't know about it doesn't make it not so. When we talk about the planet shifting and splitting, it's a matter of how do you want to visualize it so it makes sense. There's going to be a split in density where there will be a heavier 3D Earth plane, but there will also be a higher vibration that is able to be accessed and experienced by beings of higher vibration who you'll be able to see and associate with once your density has shifted. It's like opening the door to a whole new world. Both of these Earth planes will exist at the same time. The one similar to the one you're on now, where deeper densities continue to play out karma and dharma, and the one with the higher vibrations, able to be accessed by your galactic family as you incorporate into the whole and remove those dense vibrations. It's not really an overlap, it's harder to explain. It'll seem like a separate planet, an Earth plane, as the damage being done on the denser version Earth won't be able to be perceived by the higher vibration one. Your linear way of thinking won't be able to wrap itself around something that can't be explained in terms it'll understand. This is why you're receiving downloads. This is why part of your DNA is still being activated. This is why your density will start to clear and you will be coming into knowingness of your higher selves. You are in transition currently. It's hard to know what to do or how to process when you don't understand what is to come. Your density is accustomed to being a planner. Sometimes this is out of fear, sometimes out of a need for control, but ultimately it's a way to adjust to something that you so that you don't fail or fall flat on your face, which happens in your society due to how it is structured. However, what you're moving into won't be so linear. You won't need to prepare for a future as everything will happen in the now. There won't be past, present, or future. Everything will be instantaneous in the present moment. So, this need to prepare is only for the part here on this plane before the transition. Once the transition happens, you won't need to worry or have anxiety associated with your job, money, or all the things needed to sustain your 3D way of living that society has left you fighting over and waste your time to maintain. There will always be a better way. Your system was not set up to meet those needs and support the whole. The current system is about separation, hierarchy, and control. That is not what you are moving into or are bringing with you. Start to release the need to worry and fight for survival. All will be provided and taken care of in the new earth. Just know that you are loved and we understand the mental struggle you're going through. As new frequencies are downloaded, the old ones are still in there taking up space. It's chaos, as they both can't be correct and coexist at the same time. If you need to rest, then rest. Your body is going through a lot during this time. Be gentle with yourself. This is the darkness before the light. Focus on the light during the shift. Where your attention goes is key during this time. You can't expect to move into a higher vibration while pulling your focus to the lower one. Find a way to trust that the light will win despite what you might view as darkness during the shift or transition. You are called to do great things, but you can't do them if your mind is torn and fighting itself. Yes, see what information is being posted about the ascension process, but take that information in stride. Some are interpreting the information incorrectly or are coming from unreliable sources. This process has been known for years, and information from the past has changed as the timelines and events of this planet have affected and changed the previous projections. Everything is constantly shifting. There are several timelines happening all at once and converging as needed. So it only makes sense that the information will keep changing as a result. Focus on the basic understanding. Don't get lost in the time frames or any information that might not feel correct, like a perception translation or anything that might go into trying to control the masses. Even with planetary vibrational changes, there are still be some in the spiritual community who see things as an opportunity to make a profit or to feed their ego's importance of self. Use your instincts and best judgment. Tune into your guides and ask questions if you feel something doesn't make sense or is not correct. We can help set you straight with what you can know and what you are ready to understand at this time. You must remember everyone is at a different stage of connection and understanding, as the activations in DNA are processing things at different speeds for everyone. So, just because it's not making sense now doesn't mean it won't as your vibration catches up. Just stay in the light and you will be notified when you need to do more. Start to notice what vibration you are at. What people or stressors are still causing you to shift downwards. If someone is irritating you more than usual, ask yourself why. You are likely to find their negative attitude or low vibration is no longer aligned as you are rising. This creates friction and irritability when they are around or interact with you. What are you able to do on your end? Can you set boundaries to lessen them venting or complaining to you instead of fixing their problems? Can you avoid or cut them out of your life? Can you talk to them about your concerns? As you are shifting, you will notice what is no longer in alignment, as it will feel like your energy is shifting. You will feel your ego wanting to pull you down to its level. This is why we suggest you avoid the darkness if you are able. If the news or social media are focused on the denser reality, switch to an outlet that is discussing ascension or lighter things. Notice what activities make you feel white vibration. Are you still living in fear? Are you worried about the 3D world and its collapse? Are you in fear of health and still buying into pharmaceuticals out of habit? Are you still in fear of finances and living in a state of lack? What are you currently buying into that you might be able to release as you start to trust that you'll be going to New Earth? If you have fears surrounding worthiness about if you're going to be of a high enough vibration to make the cut, then address that. What is holding you back? What habits or issues are you not seeing that you might need an outside perspective to help you resolve? You need to start to trust in the process, to know something better is on its way and that you can have happiness. Find what brings you into that higher vibration and put your focus there. Where you place your focus is a choice. So become aware of what you are doing with your time and your energy. You don't have to dive into binging videos about ascension. That is just another rabbit hole. If watching them brings you excitement or raises your vibration, that's great. If they cause you stress and create doubts and worry, then find another form of entertainment or relaxation. You don't need someone else's messages, perspectives, or a comparison of what they might be receiving. The message out there is information. It's to help activate some and inform others. How you perceive and use it is up to you. The process is happening even if you aren't fully aware of understanding the steps or what your part is yet. There's going to be confusion for a while as everything is happening at once, meaning your 3D life, the planetary shifts and natural disasters, and how you might be feeling as the energy and information is activated in your DNA. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, distracted, or even tired. Everyone will handle these shifts in the act of coming into their higher vibration differently. The important part is knowing it's happening in the awareness of where your vibration is and keeping it high so that you can receive the best results. The struggle of density is going to feel worse as your body transitions. Your body will recognize that this is not correct for how things should feel or should be. Stressors with work, finances, and feeling safe are all third dimensional heavy items, which you will start to feel differently about as the illusion and the veil unravel. Tune into your body and come back to the center as often as you need. Give your body the time to process energy without judgment, without fear, without questioning everything. Those questions are your ego and 3D mind trying to grasp something that is beyond its limitations. Come from acceptance and see how much better you'll start to feel as you allow things to unfold however they need to. You are trying to control things as a safety measure, but you can't do that anymore. Start to view these stressors as this is only temporary or this is just a part of the game. Stop giving them control and just accept that they are here and you are here and this is how it feels in this moment in time. Think about your past. How much do the things that upset you 10 years ago affect you now? Are they even a part of your life now? Are they still at the highest priority of your time and energy? The answer should be no. They were temporary. They were a lesson to learn, an experience to be had. That's where you are right now. This is a moment in time and experience you are having. You get to choose how you respond to it. Are you going to focus on the dark or the light? Are you going to view it as a witness to history happening? Or are you going to be reactive and panic about everything, though you're unable to change things on the global scale? You need to recognize where your efforts and energy need to be and what you would like to build. As the matrix unfolds, manifesting might start to become quicker. This is why you need to monitor your thoughts and recognize what you're creating. If it is not what you want to see, then you must find a way to pause and shift to the vibration that you want to be in. All of this is going to take some practice. It's okay if you feel what you feel. Just be careful about how long you allow yourself to feel those low vibrations when you need to stay in the higher ones. That's where you will do the most good and promote the most change. Be patient with yourself. Everyone is adapting to things that they've never experienced before. It can't be blamed on a group or an individual. These are collective shifts happening. You need to grow and evolve with them. Everyone does. Make sure you're on the correct side of that shift. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.